Hello, everyone. It's Kim Duramo. I wanted to share a really beautiful, special session that I had with a client that I thought would be really useful for so many people. So this person worked with me directly. We had the mini session, which is where we do one session and then there's a follow-up. But in that session, we go really deep and it's just profound what I've seen happen in these sessions. I haven't been offering this for a while, and she somehow had a link, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. But then as soon as I connected with her, what she had written, I was like, I am totally doing this all day long. I'm totally doing this. So it was kind of like by the grace of God that this actually got created. So I just want to share such a gratitude for the courage this person had. When I saw her, she is so beautiful and amazing, but I could see all the layers of energy she held in her body about I'm ugly, I'm worthless, I'm shameful, like these densities of not seeing that in herself and not probably feeling that. So she had multiple different medical problems, mystery medical illnesses, recurrent urinary problems, and severe pelvic pain, fatigue, like all kinds of things that were diagnoses and like no man's land of we don't know what's going on with you kind of thing as well. And hopeless. Like no matter what I do, like just so oppressed under everything happening in her life and challenges in her relationships and her family just telling her like, what do we even do with you? You're just always, negative and not a lot of understanding coming her way. And there was so much hopelessness and helplessness. But she had some inkling of like, nope, this is not my reality. But I wanted to share this because, for so many of us, we can be buried under that hopelessness. And then we're trying to heal that through the consciousness of that, right? So we're like scrambling and trying and working and we do so much. And she was just exhausted, depleted, had like tried everything. And again, it's of course, hopelessness creates more hopelessness. So I really am so inspired by this session. She definitely came here to awaken for herself, for her lineage, for her family. And I know she's going to begin to see her body heal. She already felt lighter after this session. There was such an opening. And I think everyone will gain so much. So she was willing to let me share this audio, and I'm excited. So you can receive this along with her and let me know what happens in your body. Let me know what resonates, what you find, and what kinds of pops, breakthroughs, and insights you have. So much love, and I'll put it here now. So let me know. Enjoy. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I'll have you share whatever is coming up, but we're going to just do a couple things first. So just let's just have a few deep breaths and get in the body. Surrender everything, Melissa. You've got this. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I want you to feel is, I'm going to ask a lot of you today. Okay. But I know you've got this. So we're just going to do it. Okay. Okay. I want you to feel into everything that's been going on that we've brought to the table here. All the oppression and there's no way and it will never happen and all the heaviness that kind of got locked up somewhere inside that hasn't really been accessed or accessible or that feels like this monstrosity of nightmare, torture, oppression. I want you to feel all of that. And then I want to ask, would you be willing to release all the attachment around having this change now? Any attachment, any places this has to change. I have to have this. I can't survive. I can't have it otherwise. Would you be willing to release any and all attachment to having this change now? And if it's a yes, you could just say yes.
It's like that's where I get stuck because it just feels like it's too unacceptable.
Perfect. Would you be willing to welcome all the attachment? Welcome everything that's here. Welcome all the attachment, all the resistance, all the intensity of what this is. Would you be willing to welcome the attachment to wanting or needing it to change now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Take a deep breath. And I want you to feel everything that it's been, everything you've made it mean, everything you've experienced, everything you've been trying to unwind or get out of, and feel all of the intensity of it. Okay. And would you be willing to let this go?
Yeah.
Could you let it go?
I think so. I just keep getting caught in it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, good. So welcome all the ways you can't let this go. Welcome all the ways you can't let this go. No matter what you do, you can't. Take a deep breath in. Say, welcome all of this.
Welcome all of this.
All the ways I think I can't.
All the ways I think I can't.
All the ways I experience it that I can't.
All the ways I experience it that I can't.
Okay. Okay, so would you let this go?
Yeah.
Could you let this go?
Yeah.
When?
My first instinct is now, but then it's also like in my mind, it's just like, but the pain, like,
Yep.
you
Okay.
know, like,
Okay. Yep. The pain.
like it just pulls me back all the time.
Okay.
And
Okay. You're doing great.
like, I go, I try, after I call
It's,
yes, the
it's
group
okay. Take
call.
a breath. You've got this. All right. Are you willing to release and embrace all the ways you're making yourself wrong for holding this?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Big breath in.
I just want to do it right. I want to be able to not be stuck in this place, even mentally.
Yep, I know. Yep. All right. All the ways that you need to do it right. Would you just welcome that?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a deep breath in. Okay. And would you be willing to welcome resistance to wholeness?
Welcome the resistance.
To wholeness.
Yeah.
Unconditionally.
Yeah. Do you mean to stop resisting or welcome it? Welcome that I feel that way.
Let's try this out instead. Put your hand on your heart and say, I welcome resistance to wholeness.
I welcome resistance to wholeness.
No matter what that means.
No matter what that means.
No matter what that looks like.
No matter what that looks like.
Because I can.
Because I can.
And I know on some level.
And I know on some level.
I am bigger than all of this.
I am bigger than all of this.
Okay, so I want to ask you again, then let's feel this. All the ways I got to do it right. All the idea that the pain is too big. Okay, I want you to feel into all the reasons you're holding this. Okay, want you to look at all the reasons you're holding this.
Yeah.
Known and unknown. Say all the reasons I'm holding this.
All the reasons I'm holding this.
Whatever I think I need.
Whatever I think I need.
That this gets me.
That this gets me.
I choose to welcome all of this now.
I choose to welcome all of this now.
Okay, now let's try this again. Everything that this is, everything this has been, everything you've made it mean, would you let this go?
Yeah.
Could you let this go?
Yeah.
When?
I'm tired of it now, I guess. I feel like I have to just let it go. I'm too tired of this way.
Okay. Let's try this out. And on some level, I'm ready to let this go now.
On some level, I'm ready to let this go now.
On other levels, I'm not ready to let this go now.
On other levels, I'm not ready to let this go now.
I'm just going to welcome that.
I'm just gonna welcome that.
I welcome everywhere. I'm not ready to let this go now.
I welcome everywhere. I'm not ready to let this go now.
Okay. The idea, I'm ready to let this go in the future.
The idea, I'm ready to let this go. It's like I'm ready to let it go. It feels like I'm ready to let it go when I feel good. Like,
Yep. The idea, I'm ready to let this go in the future
the idea, I'm ready to let this go in the future.
when certain conditions are met.
Yeah, when certain conditions are met.
And so I hold this.
And so I hold this.
And it's okay that I hold this.
Okay, that I hold this.
I release making myself wrong for holding this.
I release making myself wrong for holding this.
This is one of the biggest things you've come for, is to release making yourself wrong for holding it. That's actually more toxic than the energy itself, is making yourself wrong for it. Okay. Say, I'm here to let that go.
I'm here to let that go.
To let go, making myself wrong.
Let that go, making myself wrong.
That's why things are intensifying with your sister. Like, she's making you wrong, but the only reason that's a problem is because you've been making yourself wrong. Okay. You just didn't want to see it. Say, I didn't want to see, I was making myself wrong.
I didn't want to see. I was making myself wrong.
Making myself be the wrong thing.
Making myself be the wrong thing.
I'm willing to look at this now.
I'm willing to look at this now.
So I can make a new choice.
I can be joyous.
I can make a new choice.
Oh, sorry. I can make a new choice.
I'm not ready to let this go now.
I'm not ready to let this go now.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Because I choose myself fully.
Because I choose myself fully.
Because I choose to.
Because I choose to.
Unconditionally.
Additionally.
Love and embrace what I am.
Love and embrace what I am.
As I am, how I am.
As I am, how I am.
Good. See, all the old programs
All the old programs
that say I can't love myself as I am.
that say I can't love myself as I am.
This one in me
This one in me
who learned that.
who learned that.
And so she shut down.
And so she shut down.
And she's still holding this.
She's still holding this.
And I'm here today
And I'm here today
to tell her she is absolutely right.
to tell her she's absolutely right.
That I love her unconditionally,
That I love her unconditionally.
no matter how she feels,
No matter how she feels.
no matter what she does,
No matter what she does.
because I choose to,
Because I choose to.
because it's my nature
Because it's my nature.
and it's her nature.
And it's her nature.
And I have no fear
And I have no fear
that she already is whole,
that she already is whole.
even though she doesn't know it.
Even though she doesn't know it.
But in the space she's in
the space she's in,
she can't know it,
she can't know it,
won't know it,
won't know it,
and forever, ever could hold this space.
and forever could hold this space.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
From the wholeness that I am,
From the wholeness that I am,
I embrace all of this as it is.
I embrace all of this as it is.
And take a deep breath in. Okay. Say, I've been feeling her pain.
I've been feeling her pain.
She is so hurt.
She is so hurt.
So disappointed.
So disappointed.
Waiting and waiting and waiting.
Waiting and waiting and waiting.
And making everyone else wrong.
Making everyone else wrong.
The one she's waiting for
The one she's waiting for
is me.
is me.
Is for me to come to a new point.
It's for me to come to a new point.
Is for me to come to a new clarity.
It's for me to come to a new clarity.
For me to make a different choice
For me to make a different choice
than the one we made then.
than the one we made then.
Okay, so I'm going to feel into this because it got tacked in a long time ago. And this energy of shame and wrongness got tacked in like a bunch of different times in your life, not just like 3 years
Yeah.
old, like a lot of times in your life. So say, every time I tacked this energy in
Every time I tacked this energy in
and solidified it in my body,
and solidified it in my body,
there's memory here.
there's memory here.
And there are these ones waiting,
And there are these ones waiting,
holding this,
holding this,
standing in a conclusion,
standing in a conclusion.
and unwilling to let go.
I'm willing to let go.
What might they need
What might they need?
to know or understand?
Know or understand?
What might they need to receive?
What might they need to receive?
What might I be able to bring
What might I be able to bring
to those moments within myself?
to those moments within myself?
Good, breathe. Those moments filled with so much despair,
Those moments filled with so much despair,
so much closure
so much closure.
that I don't think I could ever open again.
I don't think I could ever open again.
Good, breathe in, breathe out. All right, I want you to feel the frequency of those moments, the deepest hurts, the deepest traumas, the deepest betrayals, the deepest disappointments. Feels like betrayal.
I've had so much of it in my life. Like it's yeah,
Good, feel into the betrayal. Say everything about this betrayal.
everything about this betrayal.
All these conclusions I made
All these conclusions I made
about myself,
about myself,
about others,
about others,
the world I'm in.
the world I'm in.
All these conclusions,
All these conclusions.
I'm still holding them.
I'm still holding them.
What if I could go back
What if I could go back
to those points in myself
to those points in myself
that are right here, right now?
that are right here, right now?
Because you're still holding them. So they're here. We're going to access them right here, right now. Okay. So I want you to feel the one, and some of them you may know, but I'm just going to feel into these. So at 4, then there was something. What was your tell me about your family. What structure?
My parents were together until like 5 years ago. Actually, funnily enough, like all that time when I started developing all the OCD and all that stuff, really, they were together. But like not happy. I remember just my dad was like my friend, and he would kind of tell me he wanted to divorce mum even when I was a little girl. Like I was his confidant sort of thing, and they weren't happy, and like they claimed they were happy for a long time, but like the amount of fights, just the energy of the household, and just like brother, sister.
You were how old when he was telling you I want to divorce mommy?
Oh, little, like a little girl on a bike ride, just stuff like that you can't even process it right at that age. You're just like, oh, 2 houses, 2 this, I'll get, whatever. But just like a lot of like my dad cheated at one point and all these things. Like we had a pretty good household from the outside. We looked like a nice, happy 5-person family. But my mum was super critical of me growing up, and I had a lot of bullying and stuff like that as well. And my mum's still critical to this day. And a lot of not good enough, not skinny enough, pretty enough, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot. And like I said, even when you're talking, a lot of bullying and stuff was just coming to my mind in primary school, and just like a lot of that stuff.
Okay. All right. There's just a lot of victim energy that you bought into, was what had you ground these densities into the body. So these densities are in your lineage. They're not about you. They have nothing to do with you, but you came into this system and they're like, it's like it runs through the bloodstream, it runs through the DNA, it's carried through the information that you
Mm.
come through, and you come in and there's this lineage and the information gets passed down. So the information isn't just like brown hair, blue eyes. The information is also, I hate men, or I'm not safe, or I have to work hard and struggle, or I'll never be good enough, or I'm
Yeah.
ultimately hopeless, or whatever. There's a lot of densities. So they're not thought per se, but they're frequency, and they will sound like those thoughts and sound like
Yeah.
those ideas. And then when you're going along through life, you have an experience that matches these, and then it's like you glom onto that. It's like if there's a river going through with these different densities, it will tack into the system. It'll physicalize into the system in that memory. And then that density kind of gets stored in your body.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of like in the system, it's like, oh, this is my shame. This is my fear. This is the truth about me. And then you tap into those densities. And that's when you'll like hear them. I mean, they're just like automatic programs playing in the background throughout your whole system, but it's really, none of this has anything to do with you. So let's see if we can go back, because it was really early, this programming. So let's try it this way. Okay. I want
And when you say 4 years old, I just remember being very sickly as a child too, with tonsillitis and all that sort of thing. I don't remember it for a lot, apart from pretty much just screaming my head off with like earaches and things like that. And just doctor's visits and feeling like violated, like not sexually abused or anything, but just like, I don't want them to look there, and like you just, those sorts of things. But I don't remember anything apart from that, really. Just
yeah, the downloads can come through an experience that maybe you don't quite remember.
Okay, so you don't need to remember.
No. Okay. All right.
I've just had like, yeah. I know there's something going on. To have struggle after struggle like this is something,
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, what is going on?
Okay, so let's just start with that then, okay? So put your hand right on your head and say, I'm noticing struggle after struggle.
On my hand? On my heart?
Hand on your heart, yep.
I'm noticing struggle after struggle.
This doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Maybe it's something bigger than what I thought it was about.
Maybe something bigger than what I thought it was about.
Maybe something trying to get my attention.
Maybe something trying to get my attention.
To some conclusions that I made.
Some conclusions that I made.
That I locked into my system.
I logged into my system.
That I might want to reconsider.
And I might want to reconsider.
Take a deep breath. What if I were to listen to my body?
What if I were to listen to my body?
Feel into these spaces.
Feel into these spaces.
And become aware of the conclusions I made.
And become aware of the conclusions that I made.
Take a deep breath. Okay, so just go way back, and I want you to go back to like little in utero, little tiny baby, and say all these messages around me. Okay, you're in your mother's system. Your mom, whatever was going on for her, she didn't want to be married to your dad. She's like, what the hell am I doing? This is going to be trouble. Say, I'm this little baby. You're in the uterus. Say everything surrounding me.
Everything surrounding me.
Is messages of helplessness and hopelessness.
Messages of helplessness and hopelessness.
That got locked into my little baby system.
They got locked into my little baby system.
Before I could even consider them.
Before I could even consider them.
This became my truth.
This became my truth.
That I'm helpless and it's hopeless.
That I'm helpless and it's hopeless.
That I'm not wanted, loved, or safe.
That I'm not wanted, loved, or safe.
Everywhere this got patterned into my system.
Everywhere this got patterned into my system.
I welcome with great compassion and love,
I welcome with great compassion and love,
and allow these to dissolve now.
and allow these to dissolve now.
Everywhere helplessness and hopelessness got logged in
Everywhere helplessness and hopelessness got logged in
as a true reality,
as a true reality,
and so manifested in my body.
and so manifested in my body.
I welcome with great compassion and love,
I welcome with great compassion and love,
and allow these to dissolve now.
and allow these to dissolve now.
I honor everywhere this became my reality.
I honor everywhere this became my reality.
The cellular messages, the DNA,
Cellular messages, the DNA,
the receptors on my cells,
the receptors on my cells,
even my brain networking.
even my brain networking.
It's been hard to see beyond this truth
It's been really hard to see beyond this truth
into the true reality.
into the true reality.
I know there's something higher,
I know there's something higher,
but I first need to allow a dissolution
but I first need to allow dissolution.
of everything I plugged into there.
Everything I plugged into there.
I'm going to call it out. So put your hand on your heart, because this is what she's feeling. Like, it's hopeless. I'm doomed.
Yeah, yeah, yes, that's how I live.
And I give her a voice. Okay. Just have her call it out. This is, she's like in the utero, and it's like, ah, so it's hopeless. I'm doomed.
It's hopeless. I'm doomed.
I'll never make it. I'm not okay.
I'll never make it. I'm not okay.
It will never be okay, no matter what I do.
It will never be okay, no matter what I do.
These are the ideas and the frequency
These are the ideas and the frequency
that got downloaded then.
that got downloaded then.
None of these are true about me.
None of these are true about me.
None of these are true about reality.
None of these are true about reality.
They weren't true about my mother either,
They weren't true about my mother either,
but she bought into them.
but she bought into them.
Okay. I will create a new truth in my system. Yes.
Create a new truth in my system
And allow that truth to come in cellularly,
and allow that truth to come in cellularly,
no matter what.
no matter what.
No matter what my mom is doing,
No matter what my mom is doing.
no matter if it means I won't belong here,
No matter if it means I won't belong here.
no matter if there's the idea I won't survive.
No matter if there's the idea that I won't survive.
I will choose freedom
I will choose freedom
and truth.
and truth.
Okay, so take a deep breath. I'll choose this whenever I choose this.
I'll choose this whenever I choose this.
Okay. And you're how old?
29.
Sweet little baby. Right. And if it takes me 29 years,
If it takes me 29 years,
that's perfectly okay.
that's perfectly okay.
'Cause I
I'm
know
like, it's not okay.
well, forgive yourself. Like, forgive yourself. You're only 29 years old anyway, but let's say you're 129 years old. You get it when you get it. You get it in this lifetime, you get it in the next lifetime. You have the gift of life and incarnation. Say, I receive the gift of life and incarnation
I received the gift of life and incarnation
freely and fully,
freely and fully,
as many times as I need it.
as many times as I need it.
It's okay as many times as I need it,
It's okay as many times as I need it,
because I am totally worth it
because I'm totally worth it
to emerge as the being of light that I am.
to emerge as the being of light that I am.
And in my new sovereign truth,
And in my new sovereign truth,
the first thing I dissolve
first thing I dissolve
is the idea that I can't take my time,
is the idea that I can't take my time,
is the idea that my timing is wrong.
is the idea that my timing is wrong.
My timing is perfect and elegant,
My timing is perfect and elegant,
and I choose to take my timing.
And I choose to take my time in.
And so back into the consciousness of that little baby in utero, I can take all the time I need.
I can take all the time I need.
I can let it look like whatever it looks like as it plays out.
I can let it look like whatever it looks like as it plays out.
As I awaken.
As I awaken.
I give myself leeway with this process
I give myself leeway with this process
of unwinding these densities.
of unwinding these densities.
Okay, so if you're a little baby in utero and she's like, whoa, this is a conundrum. Okay, tell her it's okay for you to play this out as long as it takes.
It's okay for you to play this out as long as it takes.
None of this has anything to do with you.
None of this has anything to do with you.
Tell her, I am here now and I know
I'm here now and I know
the truth that our mom doesn't know,
the truth that our mum doesn't know,
that we are sovereign
that we are sovereign
unconditionally.
unconditionally.
And since we're sovereign, it's okay that this has happened.
And since we're sovereign, it's okay that this has happened.
And it's okay for us to let this go.
And it's okay for us to let this go.
It's okay that mom may never figure it out.
It's okay that mum may never figure it out.
We will figure it out for us and for her.
We will figure it out for us and for her.
That there's something higher that's true.
That there's something higher that's true.
That I want you to feel the density and consciousness of your mother, who's like critical of you, who's like, there's a right way. Here's how you're supposed to look, and you're not doing it. Here's how you shouldn't look, and you're messing that one up. And all the criticism and all the density. Say, this is the density my mom carried.
This is the density my mum carried.
This is the reality my mom carried.
This is the reality my mum carried.
And it doesn't have anything to do with me.
And it doesn't have anything to do with me.
I am the being who came in to bring truth.
I am the being who came in to bring truth.
In my own embodiment.
My own embodiment.
And for anyone else involved.
And for anyone else involved.
I can remember who I am now.
I can remember who I am now.
And remember my truth.
And remember my truth.
That we are all sacred and beautiful exactly as we are.
That we're all sacred and beautiful exactly as we are.
That my body is part of nature and nature is sacred.
My body is part of nature and nature is sacred. My mum,
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, please.
I was just gonna say my mum, like my mum had the relationship with her mum where she was criticized all the time and told she wasn't good enough and feeling like not good enough from my nan.
Yep.
As well. So
Good.
yeah.
I want you to tell your mom, Mom, I feel your pain.
Mum, I feel your pain.
I have felt it as my own.
I have felt it as my own.
I saw how you lived out the powerlessness.
I saw how you lived out the powerlessness.
Where you couldn't choose beyond Nan's way.
Where you couldn't choose beyond Nan's way.
I make a different choice for me.
I make a different choice for me.
That I will open to the power.
That I will open to the power.
And compassion.
And compassion.
To choose beyond your way.
Choose beyond your way.
I forgive you and I set you free.
I forgive you and I set you free.
I forgive myself and I set myself free.
In myself and I set myself free.
With compassion for what this was like.
With compassion for what this was like.
Yeah. See, your mom felt, not that she felt powerless, like she was unconsciously, subconsciously living out powerlessness. So it's like she didn't even have the choice to be loving with her daughter. She just played out the program.
Yeah.
The program says, this is how you treat your daughter. This is how you treat your own body. This is how you treat yourself. So she was in a program. And even though it'd be easy to be like, I'm a victim because this program got imprinted in my system, that's not really actually true. We all have choice. And we make that choice when we make that choice. Like you've conjured up a lot of light so that you can see beyond that reality. She couldn't. She may
No,
never see beyond
she
that
still
reality.
can't see.
She
She's
still
still
can't see. So just say, I'm so grateful and thankful
so grateful and thankful
that there's so much light that's come through me
that there's so much light that's come through me,
that I do see it.
that I do see it.
Even if I haven't made the choice fully,
Even if I haven't made the choice fully,
I see the choice.
I see the choice.
I have the idea.
I have the idea.
Yeah, so the idea is like looming around somewhere in the background. It's this inaccessible thing you can't have, but it's still a way, way higher frequency than where your mom was. So that's
Mhm.
okay. And then it's like, all right, if I could just forgive myself that I don't know how to make the choice, can't make the choice, it's impossible to make the choice, that's a little lighter, right? If you're where you are, as
Yeah.
you are, how you are, but a little more in allowance. And I'm not saying it's not excruciating. I'm just saying like 2% soften around this has to change right now. And then you're actually in a much higher frequency that can allow a little more light, a little more choice, a little
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
okay. So whenever I'm incapacitated, don't try to make yourself make a new choice. Don't try to make yourself make things better. When you're in that low, all you can do is just accept where you are, as you are, how you are. And the only reason you will ever be willing to accept where you are, as you are, how you are, is because some tiny little, like 2 brain cells know it's all okay. None of it's real. You're already a sovereign being who's whole. And even if you don't understand that, even if you're like, F that, that makes no sense, it's still there as an idea that's come into your system that probably never occurred in your mom's system. So we
Yeah.
just want to start with the light that is here, because when what you focus on expands. And if you focus on this little thread that's really slippery or inaccessible, but you are aware of it, it allows that to expand. Okay. So just say, I'm just going to start with the light that is here.
I'm just going to start with the light that is here
And let that expand.
and let that expand.
Good. And there's a little tapping. Okay. Even though I feel hopeless.
Even though I feel hopeless.
Even though I feel helpless.
Even though I feel helpless.
My body is a healing machine.
My body is a healing machine.
Even though it's written in my system.
Even though it's written in my system.
And the idea this could never change.
And the idea that this could never change.
I am a sovereign being of light.
I am a sovereign being of light.
Even though this is the reality and I'm stuck with it.
Even though this is the reality and I'm stuck with it.
And the idea it could never be different.
The idea that it could never be different.
And how deep this density really goes.
How deep this density really goes.
I find courage in my heart now.
I find courage in my heart now.
Good. Inner eye. We're just going to go right into the darkness. And what is it? The darkness have to say, right? The one who's in the darkness doesn't know the light. So you can't pretend. You can't be positive. You have to just call it out. This is what she's saying. Okay. What she's saying is it'll never be light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you just tap and I'll
It'll
call it
never
out.
be light.
You can just tap and breathe. Breathe freaking in and breathe out. Say, I acknowledge all of this.
I acknowledge all of this.
Okay, so just tapping on the outer eye, the idea will never be light, no matter what I do, no matter what happens, no matter how hard I try. Good. Under the eye, just say hopeless and helpless.
Hopeless and helpless.
Good. Under the eye. That's what hopeless and helpless sounds like.
That's what hopeless and helpless sounds like.
Under the nose, that's what hopeless and helpless feels like.
That's what hopeless and helpless feels like.
On the chin, that's what hopeless and helpless sees as reality.
That's what hopeless and helpless sees as reality.
Under the collarbone, that's what hopeless and helpless believes.
That's what hopeless and helpless believes.
And say right here under the collarbone, it's okay. This part of me believes that.
It's okay. This part of me believes that.
Breathe out. I'm just going to welcome this part right now anyway.
I'm just going to welcome this part right now anyway.
I've been scared of her.
I've been scared of her.
Trying to fix her.
Trying to fix her.
Trying to help her
Trying to help her.
under the arm because I believed I'm hopeless and helpless.
Because I believed I'm hopeless and helpless.
I believed it's hopeless and helpless.
Believed it's hopeless and helpless.
On the head. And I can see what it creates to approach it this way.
I can see what it creates to approach it this way.
Yeah. What did it create more of?
Struggle. Like
Hopeless and helpless.
I'm not getting anywhere. No, like,
Yeah, it creates more
experience.
hopeless and helpless.
yeah.
So inner eye, what I focus on expands.
When I focus on expands.
Outer eye. So much of my energy was focusing on hopeless and helpless.
So much of my energy was focused on hopeless and helpless.
Under the eye. Consciously, I was trying to do something else.
Consciously, I was trying to do something else.
Under the nose, but subconsciously,
But subconsciously,
so much of my circuitry
so much of my circuitry
was plugged into hopeless and helpless.
was plugged into hopeless and helpless.
On the chin, I'm seeing this now,
I'm seeing this now,
even though I don't know how to unplug.
even though I don't know how to unplug.
I am seeing
I am seeing.
under the collarbone, and I will continue to open to see.
And I will continue to open to see.
Who knows what I might see,
Who knows what I might see,
but I'm seeing this.
but I'm seeing this.
Under the arm, what I focus on expands.
What I focus on expands.
And so much of my circuitry
So much of my circuitry
was tuning into the hopeless and helpless channel.
was tuning into the hopeless and helpless channel.
Top of the head. And isn't that amazing?
Isn't that amazing?
It created a whole world of hopeless and helpless things.
It created a whole world of hopeless and helpless.
Yeah, breathe for a moment. Just breathe in and out. All the creativity, like massively creative, like the urinary problems, the back problems, the sister problems, the relationship problems. Like,
Oh,
just say
yeah.
this is so creative.
this is so creative.
My system is so creative.
My system is so creative.
Yeah, just gently tapping that inner eye, outer eye. I wonder what else it could create
I wonder what else it could create.
under the eye, because I could get on a new channel.
Because I could get on a new channel.
Under the nose. I'm just going to be really gentle with myself.
I'm just going to be really gentle with myself.
I can take my time.
I can take my time.
Chin. Because I remember I am a sovereign being.
Because I remember I am a sovereign being.
So I will be gentle with my sweet self.
I will be gentle with my sweet self.
Under the collarbone. As I let new awareness in.
As I let new awareness in.
Like, how might I tune into a different channel?
Like, how might I tune into a different channel?
Under the arm, I'll just be in curiosity.
Just be in curiosity.
I don't have to know.
I don't have to know.
Top of the head. I'll just be in curiosity.
Be in curiosity.
I wonder what might happen
I wonder what might happen
if I tune into a different channel.
if I tune into a different channel.
Inner eye. I wonder what things
I wonder what things
might attune me to something else.
might attune me to something else.
Outer eye. Loving where I am as I am
Loving where I am as I am
is a pretty good start.
is a pretty good start.
Under the eye, even though I was taught
Even though I was taught
that this is the loathsome thing.
this is the loathsome thing.
I should hate what I am.
I should hate what I am.
Under the nose, I should hate what I feel.
I should hate what I feel.
On the chin, I should hate this experience.
I should hate this experience.
Under the collarbone and resist it with everything I've got.
and resist it with everything I've got.
Under the arm. The truth is I've actually been around long enough
The truth is, I've actually been around long enough
to see what that created,
to see what that created.
see what that idea created.
See what that idea that got created.
Top of the head. It just created more chaos.
Just created more chaos.
Inner eye, what if I open,
What if I open,
try something different?
try something different
Outer eye, that I don't yet understand.
that I don't yet understand?
Under the eye, and just go really slow with myself.
And just go really slow with myself.
Under the nose, that alone would be something new.
That alone would be something new.
On the chin, could change everything.
Would change everything.
If only on the inside at first.
If only on the inside at first.
Good, under the collarbone. But if I'm patient with myself,
But if I'm patient with myself,
that subtle inner shift
that subtle inner shift
could be really profound.
would be really profound.
Under the arm, I'll be patient with myself
I'll be patient with myself
as I remember.
as I remember
Top of the head, and tune into a new way.
and tune into a new way.
I breathe in.
I breathe in.
Okay, just breathe in, take a big inhale and then take a big exhale. Let everything go. You can let your hands go. Mhm. Okay, so the first piece, share with me first how that was.
Oh, like part of me was like wanting to giggle. I don't know why. but no,
Yeah.
it feels lighter. I just yeah, I think like a lot of the things you were saying, like I'm a real perfectionist as well.
Well, you're also a very powerful, powerful creative energy. So do you see why all that circuitry being in the doom and gloom channel is going to create a really powerful reaction in the body and a really powerful mess of your life and a really powerful, catastrophe in relationships? It's not going to be subtle. Okay.
Yeah, it's
actually,
yeah. One of the things my sister said to me, and I'm not saying it to rehash, I'm saying it because she said, "You love the drama. Your life is just always so dramatic." I'm like, I don't.
But this is exactly what I was just about to say. Your system is not subtle. You came in to awaken. You came in to make sure you don't miss it. You're not going to miss it, right? So you're like, turn up the volume, please. I want to really see the show so I'm clear what's happening, right? So we're like, okay, let's just turn up the volume on the drama and the pain so if you got like a little subtle, like I have a friend and she's got subtle stuff and she's like, oh, I guess if I release some stress, I guess if I stop doing that job I hate, I guess if I really shared with my husband what I was feeling, but that's really hard. So I don't think I'm there yet. For you, you are not going to miss it. Like for her, it could take another 5 or 10 years. For you, you're like, give it to me now. Okay. Same with me. I've asked for things to be really intense because if I'm like 0.2 degrees off my trajectory, but you're going at light speed, I want to know because that's massive. Someone else is going like 40 miles per hour in a Honda. It's not going to matter. It's not, they could be 10 degrees off, 20 degrees off. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. I think I need to make a course adjustment.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like 0.2%. You want that sensitivity. So don't make it wrong that you have sensitivity in your system. Your system is not subtle, but that is actually to your favor because why? You came here to awaken. Okay. Awaken me.
And that's one of the things, like, for so long of this journey, I've been like, I just want to get my life back. I want to get my life back. And then the more I followed you and like learned things, I'm like, no, imagine if I get through all this health stuff, what I would be like after this journey of incredible struggle, like not even, like who would I be then? Like, that's like, I could be, anything. Like it would be.
Yeah. So I want to get my health back. I want to get my health back. And then I keep going with my regularly scheduled program. is
Yeah.
not going to work. So
Yeah.
the journey is going to match the destination. So if, let's just say, the system somehow worked and you're like, okay, now I got my health back. You're still in the same channel
Yeah.
of like suppression,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
just maybe feel a little more comfortable with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus, oh no, I came here to awaken beyond this program. I
Yeah.
came here to awaken to truth. I am
Yeah.
a sovereign creator. So there's freedom, and what I create now is beautiful because I'm anchored into freedom. You don't make it wrong that it's been 29 years, and don't make it wrong that your system is not subtle, because even if it's like 6 lifetimes, it doesn't matter. It matters that you get it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think like the way you were framing things then, like it's like, yeah, like honestly, if I can create this, you know, it's not my, it's not me. It's not mine. Like you say, it's not my nature. The fact that things are so tumultuous and I'm this helpless, struggling person, everyone, the identity that people see me as, like, it's not
Okay.
me. That's why I
No. So
scream.
here's the deal. This is, and you don't need to focus on them seeing, this isn't me. This isn't me. Stop hating me. Stop thinking I'm the shameful thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's just to try to avoid your shame. So let them think what they're going to think, because you're going to move out of this anyway.
Yeah.
But if you imagine like, you got like a really powerful fire hose with like spray paint, and you're like grabbing onto this thing and it's flying everywhere and paint's flying everywhere and it's a big mess. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm so shameful and wrong that I created this thing. It's like, no, don't turn off the fire hose. Get stable. Because if you
Yeah.
stabilize and you're like, all right, here I am. I'm grounded. I'm in my body. I let myself know my power. I love myself unconditionally. And now you grab that same shooting powerful thing, but it's held by a stable system. It's going to create really, really powerful, magnificent works of art.
Yeah. Yeah. And like one of the things that came up too as we were tapping is like, it's almost like I've had a deep, like inner expectation, like life's gonna be hard, life's gonna, like things like I've
That was
had
the
this.
download. That was the
Yeah.
download.
Yeah. So it's almost like been in a way as unexpected all the struggles been, like relationship, health, all this stuff in my life, as unexpected and like, oh, this shouldn't be happening to me, as that has been. It's also been like, of course it would happen to me. Like it's, you know, of course I'd run out of options. Of course no one can help me. Of course no one can fix
Yes.
me.
Why? Of course, because on some level I know
Yeah.
I tuned into the doom and gloom, powerless, helplessness.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
gonna know. So that's why the first stage is accept where I am, as I am, how I am. Because until I do that, if I'm still making it wrong, I'm just fueling the fire.
Yeah. And there's definitely the other side of it. Like, it doesn't make me feel wrong in a way, in the sense that, like, if I did create all of these things and it didn't just, all this crap didn't just happen to me, well then, like, hopefully I could create getting my health back and having a family and having a great life.
You will create very beautiful things, and you will create them very quickly. But the one thing that has to happen is the pause, right? We've got to stabilize into a new consciousness. So if I'm more attached to, I got to create it now, my fertility, I'm almost 30, or, you know, the mind's going to do all kinds of crazy things. You'll never stabilize. So just like my favorite osteopathic mentor said to me, if you approach your patient like you have all day, it will take 5 minutes. If you approach your patient like you have 5 minutes, it will take all day. Is what he's saying is you have to stabilize into the consciousness of, I have all the time in the world, all is well, we'll do what we have to do, we got it covered. And then boom, the system can reorganize. And if I come into the situation like, I got 5 minutes, I better make this happen. Oh my God, it's not happening fast enough. Oh, why is this going? Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's gonna take all day.
Yeah. I mean, I was with that group call the other day. I was so, like, when you were tapping with other people, like I was so, you know, bawling and moved by everything. And then, like you said, like I get stuck in the program again. And even last night, the speed of my brain and like, oh my God, what about this? And what about this? And if I have to do this, like that's
You're
the stuff
trying to solve the thing from in the thing, from the consciousness of the thing.
Yeah.
So now you see why in the consciousness of the hopelessness, helplessness, you can only create more hopelessness, helplessness. And in the consciousness of the hopelessness, helplessness, the little eke of light that's coming in is like, not enough, not enough, not enough. It's inconsequential. It won't matter. The other thing is so big. That's nothing,
Yeah.
right? But what
Yeah.
you focus on expands. So if all you did was like, oh, there's this tiny little inkling of something, I can't even verbalize it, but it feels light. Feels light, feels possibility. It feels speeding up. It feels maybe hopeful. It feels possible. What's this truth? And you start focusing in there. Obviously, it's going to create a very different energy in your system. And it amplifies what you focus on, expands. And now that light is a fire hose of powerful, unthinkable light coming into your life.
It's to be honest, it's more like it's a better reason, like it's a better outlook on why life has been this way. Because if I've done this, like you're not made it wrong, but if this is just what's happened because of all of it, then it's like you said, it's a bit like, well, no wonder no wonder, like.
Well, and also like, it's a testament to how powerful you are. If you tune in the Powerless channel, you're going to create a total unbelievable shit show of like things that you never imagined could happen. And you're going to like, everyone heals from this, but you didn't, right? You're going to create the outlier. So it's the same thing. If I have this great power, what would it create when I stabilize into truth?
Yes. Because exactly. It's always that you're the one person. Oh, what have you got? Mystery illnesses after mystery illnesses, like OCD. Oh, that's not helping you. Usually, like it's just like, what is got like? But it's like I said, on some level, it's like expected. On some level, it was like, here we go. I know this is coming, but it's like, unthinkable. I feel like I want to let go of the I don't like you can only imagine how much more darkness that brings, feeling like you're never going to heal. You're the one that nothing's going to work for. Your life is doomed. Like that's the stuff that.
Yeah. So let's bring you through like more dissolution of that download. Okay.
I just
all right, so.
like, no, you pretty much know where I'm at. I guess it's just like, the reality that I'm in is just like.
But you don't need to keep arguing for the limitation.
No, I don't know why it's
like, I can tune into your frequency, like on the first text message we had, and it was like all of it 100% there.
Yeah, I know. And you know what, sometimes like, even if I've had you go.
Well, and also
I think,
you want to actually stop doing that because it's practicing you into that channel. So might be like, I have to say this. Nope, we're not going to say it. And it might feel painful to hold it in. Like it might actually feel better to let it out, but you're practicing into the limitation. So hold it in and nurture what comes up instead.
Okay. Yeah.
And tears banging on the floor, right? That you're like, I have to keep telling the story. No, you're going to create a new outlet. You're going to force a new outlet.
So pretty much like stop reaffirming it, like as I'm going through this and this is what, like that.
Yeah. Whole thing. Here's an exercise that could be really helpful. If you take the paper and make a line down the middle and you write, here's what the helplessness is saying.
Yeah.
And then you channel it from, I know this is the helplessness speaking. I know this is the darkness, the hurt one. And what is the hurt one saying? She's saying it's
like
impossible.
Swamping.
I'll never make swamping. Exactly. Swamp. I'll never make it. But you've got to be clear that that's on the left side of the page. This is not my reality. This is the truth from this very, very limited perspective.
Okay. Yeah.
And then on the right side of the paper, you could write a love letter to that one. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for showing me what you actually are feeling. Thank you for communicating. You are beautiful. You are amazing and magnificent and beautiful. And I want you to share what you feel. Because once you clean that gutter out, that's an expressive channel of knowing, what am I feeling? I feel awe, I feel joy, I feel pain, I feel sadness, I feel fill in the blank. But once you've cleaned the gutter out, emotions are a 12-second phenomenon if fully expressed, if fully experienced. If you begin to immerse, you're going to have like this amazing experience of all the colors and all the textures of emotion, but they won't be stuck in your body.
Yeah. because I'm good at feeling all of it, but then it's like I still live there, you know.
You buy into what it's
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah.
You buy
Yeah.
into the idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not just a sensation, Melissa. That's why when you
Mm.
make it a sensation in your body, oh, there's pinpricks in my shoulder. Oh, there's heaviness on my chest. Oh, there's fluttering in my belly. Okay, there's this, and I breathe in and I breathe out. But when you make it a story, I'll never be okay. I'll always have this pain. Nothing good ever happens to me. That's a whole different
Okay.
level.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The same thing with breathing into the pain and all of that. Like,
Breathe into the physical pain, the physical sensation, breathe into the emotional energy,
yeah.
breathe
Okay.
into the energy. Don't
Good
buy
all.
into the energy.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So close your eyes one more time. And I want you to go back to that little one in utero and tell her, thank you for showing me
Thank you for showing me
what it felt like to hold this
what it felt like to hold this
so that I could see
so that I could see
and make a new choice
and make a new choice
to always love myself,
to always love myself,
to always choose compassion,
to always choose compassion,
to always express my truth,
to always express my truth,
to live my truth instead of the delusion.
live in my truth instead of the delusion.
Thank you for showing me how important this was
Thank you for showing me how important it was
to live beyond my mother's reality.
to live beyond my mother's reality.
Yeah, because all of those things are wrong in her system, right? So you're like, you need a lot of courage to choose them. And this one who took on the experience sure the heck gave you some clarity on that one, right?
Mm.
Like every
Mhm.
cell in your body, you're like, I know this is not my truth.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So say I've played it out
I've played it out.
and come back to show you
I'll come back to show you
that this is not our truth.
that this is not our truth.
That shutting down is not our journey. Is shutting down is not our way.
Shutting down is not our way.
So with all the love in the world,
So with all the love in the world,
I invite us to a new choice,
I invite us to a new choice.
to stay open and feel this shame,
To stay open and to feel this shame.
to stay curious about what it's saying,
Stay curious about what it's saying.
to really experience the pain
To really experience the pain
without making a story
without making a story
or a closing
or a closing
or even protecting.
or even protecting.
Tell her, because we're in a new reality right now
Because we're in a new reality right now
where we set the stage,
where we set the stage,
where we choose who we are with,
where we choose who we are with,
where our higher self makes the plan.
where our higher self makes the plan.
And our higher self knows
And our higher self knows
and has us covered
and has us covered
to create situations where it's safe to stay open,
to create situations where it's safe to stay open,
where it's welcomed for us to express,
where it's welcomed for us to express,
where we are loved as we are.
where we're loved as we are.
Tell her so you can let go of everything we concluded here,
So you can let go of everything we've concluded here,
everything we bought into,
everything we bought into,
and release this way for good.
and release this way for good.
Again, I want you to just embrace that little one. Tell her, I've got you and I'm here.
I've got you and I'm here.
And I will always stand by you.
And I will always stand by you.
And now bring her forward through life. Being born, having your mother, having your father, the manipulations. Good. Now dad's manipulations are going to land in a whole new way. Say, Dad, I'm sorry for your pain.
Dad, I'm sorry for your pain.
But this is not my truth.
This is not my truth.
This is not for me to figure out.
This is not for me to figure out.
I will give you back all of your energy,
I will give you back all of your energy,
and I will let you suffer
and I will let you suffer
if that's what you do with this.
if that's what you do with this.
But I will not take this on as my own.
But I will not take this on as my
Yeah,
own.
he took it on as like a shameful thing on you, like you're kind of his partner now, and he's like confiding in you about the other partner. It's like, I don't really want to be with her. Hey, you and me, we're in it together. But it actually
Yeah.
was registering in your system with the shame and it was a covert thing, right? So say, I give you all your energy back,
I give you all your energy back,
and I keep my connection with myself
and I keep my connection with myself
so that I'm in communion with my own wisdom.
so that I'm in communion with my own wisdom.
And when I do enter a partnership,
And when I do enter a new partnership,
I am fully available for that man,
I'm fully available for that man,
where there's a conscious agreement
and there's a conscious agreement
that supports my wholeness.
supports my wholeness.
Now coming up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's just some stuff about becoming a woman. So like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, say, Mom, I give you back. Mom, I give you back all your ideas about the body,
Mom, I give you back all your ideas about the body,
about being a woman,
about being a woman,
about sexuality,
about sexuality,
and about dad.
and about dad.
None of these have anything to do with me.
None of these have anything to do with me.
I will pull back my energy
I will pull back my energy
and connect with my wisdom
and connect with my wisdom
and navigate womanhood on my own.
and navigate womanhood on my own.
Curiosity and exploration.
Curiosity and exploration.
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 Staying open to sensualities and desires.
Staying open to sensualities and desires.
And being grateful for what my body shows me.
Being grateful for what my body shows me.
And to give Mom all her energy back. Into that. Say, Mom, you can have all your energy back. Yeah.
Mom, you can have all your energy back.
Okay, so in this is going to be rejection, like your mom is going to reject you. So let's just feel into that for a second. Say it's okay for me to feel rejected.
It's okay for me to feel rejected.
My source is within me.
My source is within me.
And I always know the truth.
And I always know the truth.
And I choose compassion for you, Mom.
And I choose compassion for you, Mom.
Because I really do know the pain.
Because I really do know the pain
Embodied in that programming.
embodied in that programming.
And so no attachment now to having your mom freak out, reject you, make you wrong, right? Because you're like, that's the program. So
Yeah.
if anyone knows it, you're like, I freaking know what it was like to play that out. Say, I love you and I forgive you.
I love you and I forgive you.
And I set you free
And I set you free
from this old contract
from this old contract.
where you were here to awaken me.
You are here to awaken me.
I forgive myself and set myself free.
Forgive myself and I set myself free.
And I'm grateful for this journey and how it's been.
And I'm grateful for this journey and how it's been.
Okay, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So coming into adulthood, when did you meet your fiance?
Only a few years ago.
Years ago.
But all like my recurrent UTIs and all that stuff started when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, around 18, 19. Okay,
With a bad
yeah.
boyfriend.
Okay. What was his name?
Dave.
Okay, so put him right in front of you. And I want you to say, Dave, thank you for showing me.
Thank you for showing me.
These programs that lived in me.
These programs that lived in me.
That weren't yet activated.
That weren't yet activated.
So we could activate them and see.
So we can activate them and see
How toxic it was to hold this.
how toxic it was to hold this.
I will take it from here.
I will take it from here.
I release resentment and anger.
I release resentment and anger.
Making you wrong and making me wrong.
Making you wrong and making me wrong.
And making this wrong.
Making this wrong.
And I release making my body wrong.
And I release making my body wrong.
All of this was here to awaken me.
All of this was here to awaken me.
And in this way, this relationship was sacred.
And in this way, and in this relationship, it was sacred.
Okay, take a deep breath. And I just want to feel. Okay, good. Come in your current relationship. Say, I release our old contract.
Release our old contract.
Because there's some empathy there where he like kind of feels bad for you, but he's very loving and compassionate, but it's not actually holding you in your highest. So where you felt bad for me.
Where you felt bad for me.
And so I could really trust you.
And so I could really trust you.
I release you from that agreement.
I release you from that agreement.
I know my power now.
I know my power now.
And I can let you be a reminder to me.
And I can let you be a reminder to me.
That I am strong.
That I am strong.
So if you call me out on it.
If you call me out on it.
Where I'm feeling sorry for myself.
Where I'm feeling sorry for myself.
Seeing myself as powerless.
Seeing myself as powerless.
And so grasping for you and being needy.
And grasping for you and being needy.
I'm willing to receive the feedback now.
I'm willing to receive the feedback now.
Even if it hurts or kind of sucks.
Even if it hurts or kind of sucks.
Yeah, because part of you might want to go back in that pattern. Say, I will.
Because he's like the only one that tolerates my shit. Because I'm like, I can't scream to anyone else. Like,
it's not serving you though. So
no,
say,
I can imagine.
Yeah. Say, let's make a new arrangement.
Let's make a new arrangement.
Based on compassion.
Based on compassion.
Where you see me big.
You see me big.
And you don't buy into my BS no matter what.
And you don't buy into my BS no matter what.
Because my commitment is actually to awaken.
Because my commitment is to actually awaken.
Not to just get off the hook or get a quick out.
Not to just get off the hook or get a quick out.
I am so powerful.
I'm so powerful.
I am willing.
I am willing.
To do the hard thing.
Do the hard thing.
It's going to feel like it's hard. It's hard to like really look at yourself. It's hard to feel the oppression of your own judgment. Okay. So the only thing he's going to make you feel is your own judgment. The only thing he's going to make you feel is your own conclusions that you're shameful. The only thing he's going to make you feel is your own idea that you're powerless. Okay. So tell him, I know it might be really intense for me.
I know it might be really intense for me.
To feel those conclusions.
Feel those conclusions.
But above all, I remember that I'm sovereign.
But above all, I remember that I'm sovereign.
And that none of them are true.
And that none of them are true.
Okay, take a deep breath. Say, I choose a new agreement between us based on love.
I choose a new agreement based on love.
And I will share my fears.
And I will share my fears.
Instead of my arguments for powerlessness.
Instead of my arguments for powerlessness.
This is a big one. Okay. Take a deep breath.
So are you saying like I can still say what I'm scared of, but
yeah, if you're like, wow, I'm so scared, or oh, I feel so powerless. But instead of sharing the argument, no, you don't understand. It's not going to be okay for me. You don't understand. I really do need help. You don't understand. Nothing works for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You're not gonna share the story. You're gonna share the truth. I feel scared. I feel shame. I feel there's a whole piece in the Awakened, the Alive Woman program, and there's a whole piece put in there. And oh, good. Because in that program, there's like tons of stuff, and we have a live call coming up soon. But there's a lot of like exercises to like practice that kind of expression and that kind of vulnerability and being transparency. This is very, very powerful, because when you're transparent, you can't hide from your own BS anymore.
Yeah. And the poor guy, like my fiance, we've had struggles too, obviously, but I have so much rage towards him. Like I've had so much rage expressed. Like,
well, because he's making you feel the densities you've held. And your whole life you've tried to cope with the densities you've held. You've tried to manage the densities you have. You've tried to escape with everything you've got. You've tried to escape the densities you've held. But what you haven't done is just face the densities, because that's what we'll resolve.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Well done, Melissa. You have so much power, and you are incredibly courageous and brave. You just got to shift the focus and remember what you focus on expands. And then you can laugh at like, oh, of course that's what's going to get created, but it's subconscious. Don't get so frustrated that the 2% consciousness is like, I really do love myself. And the 98% that you don't see is bought into the old thing. You got to be really gentle, super loving and gentle with your system, because otherwise that trap door to the subconscious stays closed. So you can't access all the spaces where you really are holding on to the density. So soften, let that open. You'll see the whole universe of all the stuff you're really up to. And then without judgment, you're like, I can unplug from this. I can love myself for that. I can make a new choice here. You'll see everything.
And then, just quickly, like with all the, like, I obviously, like from this space that I'm in, I'm not finding solutions and stuff. Like I'm not, but it's, I've got paths and like, oh, you do this, or you've got TMS,
No. I would erase the chalkboard of all of that and ground in. Your one thing to remember is when you feel contracted and it's impossible and you're arguing for the limitation and you're like, but nothing is working. You remember, oh, wait a minute, let's get the trap door open. Right?
Yeah.
That's like between the conscious and the unconscious. Because you can play around in that consciousness all day long and get absolutely nowhere. And you're 100% right. And I can sit for a year and tell you, yes, you're right. As you argue for the limitation, you're right, you're right, you're right. And when you soften anyway, right, I accept what I'm experiencing. I accept myself as I am, how I am. It opens that locked door, big like trap door. So now it's like, oh, now I'm accessing all of it, all of what my power is really doing.
Because I want to listen to my clarity. Like I'm at that point where I don't want to just like, but that was my natural.
That's what happened.
So
as soon as you soften, you open up to clarity, you open up to wisdom, you open up to solutions. But you've got to have that pause. That's the biggest thing for you. Okay. If all you do is trust the pause. Don't do well, I had the pause. Now what should I do? No,
that's
the pause. The infinite intelligence of your system already has it covered. So just the pause, because when it reboots the system, you don't have to think about what to do. It's already done. Just you go and drink water because you're thirsty. You don't think about, I'm thirsty. What should I do? Oh, there's that water thing. Okay, let me do that. It's going to happen very naturally. It's going to happen organically, and it's going to happen without you thinking about it.
Okay. Yeah, well, hopefully I can get my feel comfortable in that body of mine and then awaken too. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, so do you choose it?
Yeah.
Good. So no, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You got to remember, the truth is
I can have that.
This little light that's there might be way in the background while you're over here hoping. This light knows that it knows that it knows. And whenever you are ready, you'll let that in. You can let that in every time, anytime.
Knowing that I can heal, knowing that I can have it all.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kim.
Oh, I love you, beautiful girl.
Thank you. Thank you for seeing me under here, Thank you.